Shall we then take the Director General, NITDA? I know that Mr. Kashifu Inua Abdullahi is unavoidably absent, but he has graciously sent representation in the person of Dr. Usman Abdullahi from the National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDA. Thank you very much, sir. I can see Dr. Abdullahi is with us. You're welcome. Please let us listen to you.
Thank you very much for the invitation, and good afternoon to all. All protocols duly observed. As introduced, I'm here representing my Director General, CEO Omar Kashifu Inua Abdullahi, CCIE, who is unavoidably absent. He's attending some official activities out of Abuja. And he asked that I express his sincere appreciation to Zinari News for the invitation, as well as to congratulate the MCU and the entire Zinari for
who's taking all the comments that people are sending in.
A lot has been said, especially from our sister agency, the Nigerian Communications Commission, in the NCC EBC's goodwill message. Some of the activities of the ministry have been highlighted. I just want to highlight a few issues based on some of the comments that have been made. One critical comment that has been said over and over again is that aspect of collaboration. Government certainly cannot do it alone. And as you have heard, right from the Minister of Women Affairs, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, and all other stakeholders that have spoken have indicated the need for collaboration. And it is in the realization of that the National Information Technology Development Agency, in its activities, it does a number of activities. For instance, particularly targeting rural women or rural dwellers in general. We do ICT for women. Now, that particular program, because as we've said time and time again, that there is need for capacity. In order for the rural women to build the enterprises necessary required, there is need for capacity, not only in the digital skills, but also in entrepreneurship development. And our ICT for Women program, Capacity Building Initiative, focuses on that. It builds capacity of women across board in entrepreneurial skills, the ICT, how to make the best use of the ICT infrastructure. In addition to just building the capacity, they are also empowered. So in the program, ICT tools are provided for the women. And not only that, they are supported in order to, because the most important thing for the digital economy to have, that digital presence. And within the scheme, the program that we run, the empowerment involves empowering women and ensuring that they have the necessary tools to fully, effectively participate in the digital economy. Sometimes they're given mobile phones, sometimes they're giving systems, laptops, tablets, and just like I said earlier on, now how to make their businesses, irrespective of the business type that they are doing, even, this Akara women, people, those selling kuli kuli and the like, skills on how to develop basic web presence using the social media actually are things that we go through. And there are a series of success stories in that the rural women now have their businesses, from a small generating a bigger amount to generating because they are reaching out to a larger market. So that is one area that actually we have been successful. As part of collaboration, we are looking into engaging the private sector, in this so as we can expand it. Because the most important thing is, yes, when we empower them, we give them essentially the ICT tools, and we give them access, for a limited period of time in terms of data access, particularly when they're given tablets or or laptops. But there is need for that to be sustained. However, based on the successes that we have recorded in the program, because once they have viable businesses, the businesses have grown, they are able, to afford the data that they can use. That is one aspect of the program that actually is successful. But going forward, certainly we will involve other stakeholders within the sector to see how that can make better. Another program that actually we do, because capacity building is critical, we have artisans training. And that artisans training essentially is for a specific skill. Because as we said, almost, over 70, about 100, and I can't, sorry, I should have gotten that statistics. Almost everybody in Nigeria, has a mobile phone, whether it's a feature phone or a smartphone. And, the easiest means of providing means of livelihood is to empower women in particular and youth in general to know how to fix, how to repair these mobile phones, because you have one thing or the other that possibly could go wrong with this. So, and then we saw this as an opportunity for building skills and ensuring that we build those entrepreneurial skills of the populace. And we have this program. It's one of really the successful programs that we are currently doing, and partners have come on board. We have partners not only with other government agencies like the Nigerian Content Monitoring, Development and Monitoring Board, NCDMB, who we have done a number of programs to do that, to build those capacities and skills in the rural women. And that is really, really successful. We are going round through the rural areas to build those capacities. And it's not just something focusing at the urban areas, but rural areas. Another thing that NIDA is intervening on behalf of federal government is the provision of the infrastructure, because it's key. We have to provide infrastructure for the rural women. And so there is a scheme that NIDA has that provides infrastructure. Mainly the focus is just providing, just I said earlier on, in addition to the training, so we have this capacity building, but we identify through the cooperatives, providing tools, tablets, and computers for the rural women with their skills. And then also providing opportunities for them to use the social media platforms, the various platforms that we have. Another thing that we do is in line with the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy, as well as the National Broadband Plan, is making their businesses online, ensuring business registration so that they register their businesses. So we have a partnership between the CAC, the Nigerian Internet Registration Association, NIRA, and NIDA, to build websites to ensure that they have web presence, but in addition, they have a fully registered so that they can be formal in terms of the activities that they do. We have other programs like the Innovation and Entrepreneurship that focuses mainly on rural women, that provides opportunities for especially our young girls to participate in the digital economy. So these are really some of the initiatives that we have that actually targets the essentially those challenges that we have indicated, that have been indicated earlier on. Now, the question from Ayo Thomas that says, "What are we going to do?" I hope that's if it's okay if I can answer this question in my conclusion. What are we going to do about the poor literacy rates, especially among rural women? And I think what we have said and what the president, the national president, BPW, has said is collaboration. Collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. We are working with all relevant stakeholders, including the Ministry of Education, all other agencies of government, to ensure that we have, in line with the digital literacy and skills pillar of the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy, to ensure that we come up with programs and relevant curricula that will address all these issues. And most importantly, as was stressed and stressed again, government cannot do this alone. And so that's why we are looking, in fact, that's why we're here. And I'm glad to see that all relevant non-governmental agencies are here that target women. And we are open to all the collaboration, all the support in the programs that we are doing, because the most important thing is for us to succeed. And the government cannot do it alone. With the support of every stakeholder, I'm sure we will be able to bridge and to address all those challenges that we have identified. I'll stop here, and I'm sure there may be need for me to come back later. Thank you very much once again.
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Usman Abdullahi. You see, the difference is clear. I know that you are in the forefront of technological development for Nigeria, and so we saw the seamless way you gave your presentation, and you're also taking on some of the questions that we've beamed online. Thank you so much. We've had great insight into some of the things that NIDA is doing. I particularly liked the aspects about the ICT for Women scheme, because you talked about building capacity for women, even beyond the ICT capacity. You empower them through the provision of ICT tools. Yes, because quite a number of people just stop at building capacity. But the tools, how do they get them? So I think NIDA has gone a notch higher. And it's quite interesting that you walk through the cooperatives, because for us, even as practitioners in this area too, we believe that the cooperatives, cluster groups, they're the easier way to monitor and evaluate how these women leverage on those tools and even the capacity building dimensions. We particularly appreciate, and I'm speaking on behalf of Zinari, that you assist the women through the collaboration you have with the CSC to register their enterprises, because a big drawback for women, whether in the urban or rural area, is the inability to formally register their enterprises with the statutory body. And so if that has more or less, or is more or less being taken care of by this collaboration, I would say kudos to you, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Abdullahi. Please still stay with us, remain with us, because we have a few more questions coming up from our participants from all over. We're mining them and putting them on. But I assure you that generally we are on course, and in a short while, the webinar will be over, but we'd like to encourage people to continue the conversations with our team and our esteemed resource persons on our various social